Happy Father's Day. Hope everyone enjoyed celebrating with their families. So tonight I'm making grilled ahi tuna for my husband for his Father's Day dinner. So I'm going to turn this around. Okay. So over here I have my pan preheating to high over here. And over here I have some ahi tuna steaks, and I've been marinating them about 10 to 15 minutes in some balsamic marinade. I was planning to do red wine vinegar marinade, but I ended up not having any red wine vinegar on hand, so I switched to balsamic. I think that'll be pretty good too. So I have it mixed up over here, but I did half a cup of extra virgin olive oil and a fourth a cup of balsamic vinegar and a couple tablespoons of Dijon mustard. So I went heavier on the mustard than I would have if I was just doing a salad dressing. And then I added some salt and pepper and some thyme as well to that. So that's been marinating, and I'm actually doing a tenderloin steak as well, just in case. I'm not a huge fan of the ahi tuna because I kind of have a thing about raw fish, and when you're doing tuna you tend to undercook that. Alright, I have some potatoes going over here. We want our potatoes to, when you pierce it with the fork, it's tender, so I think those are just about done. Okay, so I'm going to turn off the potatoes, and I'm also going to take out our broccoli. I had the broccoli going at 375 for 15 minutes, so I just cut up a broccoli crown into flores. There we go. See, I just chopped up the broccoli there. That's a nice bright green, and I tossed that in some olive oil and salt and pepper, and I roasted the broccoli flores that I cut up at 375 for about 15 minutes. Hey, Aunt Jan. Alright, so I'm going to get our tuna over here. So Dane's a big fan of seafood. I like some seafood. I'll sometimes eat salmon, depending on how it's cooked. I like most white fish. I love shrimp and crab and lobster and all that. Ooh, nice. We're getting a nice good marinade on that. You can kind of see how the Dijon mustard and the vinegar kind of like coated that outside already. Awesome, that isn't great. Okay, so I'm going to stick these onto the grill here. Like I said, with the tuna, we're not going to cook that for very long. All right, so we're going to do about 2 to 3 minutes per side on the tuna, and that's it. We want the tuna to be rare to medium rare on the inside, like you would for cooking a steak. So normally cooking fish, I want it to be opaque and flaky. They're completely cooked through. For the ahi tuna, we're going to cook this more like a steak, so it's going to be rare to medium rare on the inside. So that's why I'm kind of uncertain about eating it. But Dane has mentioned that he's had like tuna at restaurants before, like mostly like tuna tartare, like tuna sushi or something like that, but he hasn't ever had like a grilled tuna steak, and he mentioned wanting to try that at some point, and so I'm cooking one at home for him tonight. So he's getting a little Father's Day treat. Alright, and so like I said, over here with our potatoes, I had a bunch of red potatoes, and I just peeled those, and I cut them up if they were a little bit big, and I boiled those. You'll want to boil your potatoes for about 30 minutes to an hour, or basically just until they are tender when you pierce them with a fork like that. So those are all set, and I'm going to drain these while our tuna is cooking. And the tuna shouldn't take very long at all. I'm actually going to add a little bit more pepper to our tuna over here. Oops. So bear with me just a minute. I'm trying to get to where y'all can see this. Oops. Okay, so if y'all got tilted a little bit, I apologize. Oh, there we go. Okay. And so I just added a little bit more pepper, even though there's some pepper in the marinade already, to the tuna. Okie dokie. So let's grab down here. Alright, so I'm going to grab our potatoes, and I have a strainer in the sink already, so I'm just going to strain our potatoes. Oops. Being careful because the steam is kind of hot. There we go. Oops. Okay. All right, there we go. Yeah, I got most of that there. Shake that out. All right, I already have some bowls over here that I'm going to put the potatoes in. I'm going to make our potatoes regular, and I'm going to put a few to the side for James that are dairy-free. So that's why I have the two bowls here. I'm going to set him a little bit of potato to the side. And sometimes he'll want to eat them, sometimes not. So we'll just make a little bit for him just in case. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and flip our steaks. Hold on. Because they've been going for about 3 minutes by now. So I'm going to flip these because they really don't take long at all. There we go. Trying to get y'all a good angle while I'm flipping these. Yeah, so nice and seared on that side for sure. That one over. All right, so about just another 2 to 3 minutes on that side, and we will be done with those tuna steaks. And I'll just grill up the tenderloin after that to go with it. All right, so I already have our potatoes over here. I'm going to add a little bit of sea salt. Oh, sorry guys, I have the fan on, but I still managed to set the alarm on. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get some of our dairy-free butter spread. This is basically an olive oil spread here to put on James' potatoes. And kind of mash those up for him. So I'll just do the dairy-free butter on his and not even worry about milk or anything. These are pretty tender, so that'll be just fine. I don't always add much milk if they're tender. I'll probably add a little bit of pepper to those as well. Okay, do a little bit more salt to these. I have it on high. I had the fan on the whole time. I usually grill on medium and not on high, but the tuna was supposed to be seared on high, so that's what I did. I think you want to make sure that the outside is really nice and seared while the inside is still kind of rare to medium rare, so it really won't cook for long at all. All right, and I just have a stick of butter from grass-fed cows right here. Give a nice richness to the potatoes. And I have our potato masher. I'm doing this in a glass bowl instead of in the pot I'd originally done it in, because the pot I boiled these in was ceramic, and the metal from the potato masher and mark that up. All right. Oh, thank you. All right. I think today I'm just going to go for buttery potatoes, and I don't really need any milk at all for these. And I'll add some pepper to these to taste as well. All right, those are looking nice and creamy. Perfect. Okay, so I'll just add some pepper to those in a minute once I'm done with these steaks. And I have a plate over here already. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn our heat off. Those do 3 minutes on each side. So I'm a little bit nervous about totally undercooking these, but I don't want to overcook them either. All right. Okay, and then these are supposed to rest for about 10 minutes. But I'm going to go ahead and grab a knife. just gonna kind of see since I haven't done these before. Yeah, so it is probably a little bit more cooked through than you would get at a restaurant. But like I said, I'm kind of scared of undercooking the fish, because I kind of have a thing about raw fish and CC. I guess it's just the texture for me, so you can like cook it more or less depending on what your tastes are. So we're all pretty much set here. I'm just going to throw the rest of the steak on there. I've done steak on here before, but I hope y'all enjoyed the recipe. Bon appetit, and have a great weekend with your family.